Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the TCS eSports League. Full start, but it's fine. We're ready to go. My name is
What do you mean? That was
Jay.
entirely planned, Jay. Come
Oh
on.
yeah, like, is this part of your script? Have you started to make edits that I wasn't aware of, Bacon?
Yeah.
Like you should have told me the mics would come in 3 seconds later.
This is why you do your prep right up until the moment, Jay. You don't go do it like 2-3 hours before. Like try and be well prepared because we change at the last second round here. We don't stay on script. We go right new little bits, add comments around here, and of course, there's always a good upset, isn't there?
Always a good upset here at TCS, and we've been on the verge of a number of them over the past couple of weeks, because now we are into week 11, one of the 4 closing weeks, Bacon, and there's still a bit of a jumble for that mid-table. Right now, just taking a look at the current standings, there's still a possibility for Sir Arctic, Whiffmasters, or Silent Gaming to potentially make it into the top 4. Our top 2 is secured. Lorsain and Civet will definitely be at the LAN. Unfortunately for the Elvets and Monk, they will not be able to make it any further outside of that bottom half of the table. But for these teams in particular, the fight is definitely on.
Oh, yeah. And then, like you said, even though Elverts and Monks are outside of it, a couple of upsets. This is still practice for next season because, of course, they've got to go into that relegation/promotion tournament against the Challenger Cups. Of course, 2 weeks' time. So not this Sunday, but the Sunday afterwards, there'll be the next Challenger Cup. So, guys, make sure you're getting signed up to that. But they've got to fight up against those 6 teams to near enough try and secure their spot into next season, which these lads could do it. This season has gone to plan, but if they're sort of thinking ahead now, going, right, we've got to come up with these new strategies, we've got to be stronger, better, faster, whatever, they've got to put it in the work now. So we just saw Monk take down Arctic last week, which was, again, an upset. Do you think, Jay, they could cause another upset this week? They do have Civet, though.
That's the main thing that's for me is like, well, no, they're not going to cause an upset. That's the 3rd match of the night, though.
Obviously.
yeah, I'm going to get food chucked to me later on. It's fine, don't worry. Standard day in Dagenham. Yeah, it's just my mum. You're right about that. But you know, yeah. But that match is later to come. That's probably the big, the big main sort of contention point. But for now, actually, we've got 2 teams who are currently sitting in the lower 5th and 6th segments. We've got Silent Gaming taking on the Whiffmasters, and again, these victories for these 2 teams are going to be crucial because not only are they still in contention for top 4, they're also the bottom 2 teams that are in contention for the top 4. So this victory right here is going to be very, very important to make happen, Bacon.
Yeah, this sort of loss here would pretty much damn the loser down because every single win now counts because you've got Team Sir that near enough, I think, only have to get 1 more win to secure themselves to LAN. 8 wins secures you into LAN. So Arctic, they're at 6th, with Master and Silent still at 3, and they could cause a couple of upsets. You know, looking at it, Silent have Arctic, of course, going up against them next week, so that's sort of like the point where they could take it away. Arctic today have Sir as the 2nd match. That's my one to look out for, of course. And Arctic, say they lose there, puts them at risk. So I don't want to, I think, I'm just going to say it now, Sir is sort of the safer team. Like, they've got their extra win. But Arctic, against Monk last week, you could see it. This is a team which, if they don't buck up their ideas, Whiffmasters of Sun could quickly snatch that spot away from it. It's all still up for grabs for these 4 teams, which is quite exciting, really.
Yeah, I was just bring a quick sort of like history into the folder for our first match here with Masters and Silent Gaming. Last time they faced up against each other, Whiffmasters took it at a 3-2. So it was a very, very close affair back in week 4, Bacon. I'm going to probe you real quick for a prediction. Do you think that Silent might be able to turn that result around?
Quickly, Bacon looks at the roster. So, Silent has Italy, Synox, and Syntax this week. Ooh, the full roster. So, last week it didn't seem to work for them wonderfully. You know, they were going up against Lorsain. So, let's just cut to this chase. It's Lorsain, but it was only the first game which it sort of didn't go that well. Lorsain were playing a little bit weak last week. I'm going to say we don't make judgment calls. We don't make predictions today, Jay, because it just comes down to however these guys are playing. On paper, this could be pretty much a 50-50 toss-up. And I don't have it in my old little heart to pick between these 2 because they're both teams that deserve to be able to make this final push.
No, I didn't expect you to deliver a cop-out like that, to be honest, Bacon. I was expecting a bit more of a stern word from your
Like
fine self.
3 cop-outs. That was my first one this season, okay?
All right, well, I'm going to follow in your footsteps and not make a prediction either. Obviously, it's a very crucial result, so both teams need to try and get this best-of-5 victory. It is best-of-5 rules. In the blue side, we'll have Silent Gaming. In the orange side, we'll have the Whiffmasters here. Bacon, I think we're ready to get into game number 1, are we?
Let me just check. Well, I've just typed join in the game, so we better be, because it is going to be Silent in the blue, and that leaves Whiffmasters in the orange. Jay, the countdown is just beginning. Do your magic, buddy.
Yeah, here we go. An important best-of-5 series. Let's see who's going to take the early advantage. It might be Italy to Synox. A fantastic start off the kickoff to try and get a passing play just intercepted in the back lines. Whiffmasters will be able to maintain control early on, but look at the offensive pressure coming through from the Silent Gaming side. And we've talked a lot about their offensive game, how much has proven to their success in the past, but already a clear coming back. This one's on target. Syntax is going to have to come back and save it here for the Silent Gaming side. Fresh still follows the ball in from the corner, and Wizzy's going to be there in the midsection alongside Mako to the corner, to the center. Passing plays looking good from both sides. Silent Gaming going to be right back on the offensive here.
My one to look out for today is Italy Young Star. Definitely the youngest member of the squad, and one that can be frazzled. His nerves have to hold tight in this one. His 2 teammates have to secure him and near enough comfort him here, Jay, because as soon as he starts raveling, oh, the whole team can start going to pot, and you do not want that.
Ball challenge on Fresh in the midsection. The early minute has been no goals scored, and finally it looks like Silent's defensive, or offensive I should say, starting to break down a little bit. They are going to be back in there half of the moment in time, with plenty of midfield presence from the Whiffmasters side. They'll be able to maintain that control. Ball going off the backboard. Syntax tries to see if he can double touch it in. Wizzy does get it there and clears it. Italy with a fantastic shot that again is going to go off the crossbar. Fresh in with a save. The ball will remain inside that corner though. Synox, a fantastic redirection, and Wizzy just going to be able to put it off target. So close but no cigar. Silent Gaming again going to try and ramp up their offensive line. Italy leaving it for Synox, pass it into the midfield for Syntax. Can't quite set himself up, will have to be forced to rotate back and now get on the defense as Whiffmasters look to try and put the first goal on the board.
That's an interesting one there as well, that Syntax is the main third man here. He's playing that more defensive role. Synox is going up into attack, Jay, and we know Synox is one of the best defenders in the league. So him going up into attack, they've changed their plans to this, and that's going to be exciting to see going forward, especially when they're trying to go for cheeky little pinches like that between them.
Fresh trying to set up Mako, gets it over towards that midfield. Fresh will be there to receive it. Syntax quickly onto the challenge. Trying to deny any real control for the Whiffmasters. They've got the ball back in their half of the pitch. The ball controlled by Wizzy in the corner. Past the first, Syntax there to save it. Oh, but he's been baited, and Wizzy will get the shot on target. First score by Whiffmasters just at the halfway mark.
Wizzy the Wizard here with a swish and a flick. Just absolutely send that down straight on past the defender. There you have it. 1-0. Whiffmasters seemingly on the back foot for the whole first half of this game. Quickly pick it up, and there you have it. They are in the lead. You like that one too much.
I was not expecting that reference today, I'm not going to lie.
Look, I've been stressed out, moving house all day. I'm letting out my steam today, buddy. Expect them.
Oh, and Fresh looks to let off some steam of his own. 2 quick goals being found by the Whiffmasters. They're going to take a very, very confident lead here in this game.
Yeah, unfortunate for Italy. They're just predicting that run straight up and over his shoulder. And Fresh will be thanking him ever so kindly. A couple of handshakes there, I think, from him. But Italy, probably not the happiest in that situation.
Yeah, 2-0 down on the boys from the Silent Gaming side. None of them are going to be happy in this situation. Try their best to set up that offensive pressure. They are doing all that they can, but the clears are looking too good for the Whiffmasters side. And very nice open nets coming through. Fresh going to set up a fantastic shot that goes off the post. Syntax just getting it out to Italy so they can get the clear, but that's just not good enough from Silent. They've got to ramp up that pressure and keep those offensive plays going and not get pinched back into their own net. Oh, ball dangerous. Fortunately, Syntax again gets back in time to save it. Silent Gaming struggling on breaking out of their own half, even out of their own box at this point. Whiffmasters able to keep the aggression going, clear, receive, and just take control of every little bit. Even Syntax off that double touch backboard couldn't even get himself centered up. So the ball goes back to the blue half once again, and Whiffmasters continue the pressure, passing into Wizzy, cannot get the shot on target.
Yeah, you can definitely see the breakdown in structure from Silent Gaming. That's why they now don't have any control. It is all with Whiffmasters. Keep on banging this against the backboard. Keep passing it between them. These big clears from Syntax will alleviate some pressure for a bit of time, but they do need to hop onto it. It's a nice drive from Synox, but with Italy being demoed, it's putting back in defense, which is okay, but it stopped that attack.
And they've got 60 seconds to try and get an attack going of their own. They need 2 goals to keep alive in this first game. It is only a first game out of a potential 5 that we could be playing. For Silent Gaming, it's not the end of the world, but we've seen how quickly they can lose control of momentum, and when they started off on such a nice front foot, it's not the way you want to be going out right here. They're going to set things off the backboard. Wizzy going to take control into the midsection. It's Italy to receive it, getting out to Synox. It keeps the pressure going. Italy going to try and go for a shot of his own off the backboard. It's going to get cleared. No, it's not. It's nice and open. Synox too far forward. Syntax and Italy couldn't quite come and cut the mustard here. And 20 seconds will remain. I think that may have been the last straw for Silent Gaming in this one. Synox will try and recover it, but the positional mistake from him was going to cost Silent Gaming so dearly. 10 seconds remaining as the clear comes through. Fresh looks to score a 3rd here for his team, but it's all just time wasting as Whiffmasters look to put the first game on their board.
Yeah, the quick 1-2 in goals from Whiffmasters did magic for them, just absolutely being able to take the game into their hands. And then, of course, for the rest of that, they just had to keep control of it. Don't allow Silent Gaming to basically get a chance at net. We've seen this a lot in the last couple of weeks, Jay, where these teams, as soon as they get 2 goals up, they're not really looking for goals. They're just hitting off the backboard to each other. They're not too fussed about buffing the stats, essentially, not trying to make them look prettier, because they know how much these points are. These wins are what matter most. The points and extra goal here and there is not worth it if you're risking the chance for a quick turnaround, which we do see every now and then.
Silent Gaming struggling very hard to get that first on the board. Like, it felt like they were going so close to the line, but a small mistake or two was what was costing them the opportunity to get those goals in. Again, they started off with so much offensive pressure baking. In that early 30 seconds, it was all silent, but since then...
The early 2 minutes, it was all them. It was just after that where it just completely dropped off. And again, lack of structure. They need to just focus, keep communicating, keep talking with each other, and make sure that they stick to their rotations.
First shot will come through for Whiffmasters here in the early 10 seconds of game 2. Syntax and Co trying to see if they can return it, but Whiffmasters have a good read on how they're going to try and play these out. They get nice defensives. Good clear, but Mako's going to get denied. Italy passes back to Syntax over in the corner. Try and maintain that ball possession away from the Whiffmasters side. Into the midfield it will now go. Italy misses. Syntax also misses. Synox going to have to remain back in that net, since now Whiffmasters have full control. Italy finally breaks that control. Gets it in towards the corner. Wizzy trying to get something out towards that corner once again. It's Fresh with a nice redirect inside. Not going to be a shot inside the box regardless. Going to try to set up his teammates. Now it's Whiffmasters again with their offensive pressure. Mako completely out of boost to be able to pick up the 100. Actually, no, stolen away by Syntax. That might buy them a chance, but again, all the Whiffmasters players perfect on their rotations. Going to keep this ball inside the blue half, at least for the moment. Finally a good clear, a good shot. Going to go wide in the part of Syntax.
And it is all down to that 100 boost going in Syntax's favor here, where he's able to push out. Otherwise, he'd be stuck in his own net. Unfortunately, though, good defense from Whiffmasters, where they're just focusing on holding the line, weathering out this storm, and then they'll make sure to put the pressure on.
Still 0-0 here as we approach the 3-minute marker. Mako going to put a shot on target. Italy will just get back in time to defend it. Now allow Syntax a good chance to try to get this on the backboard. Synox trying to find something out towards this corner. I'm not sure what that position was meant to do, but it has kept the ball inside the corner, so that's something. Italy now going off the backboard, trying to set up Synox. Another redirect that goes to the left-hand side early, again off the backboard. Syntax maintains control of the ball, challenged by Mako, will put it out of his control, and Wizzy will try and set up Fresh for a quick clear. Synox again will keep it on target off the backboard into Syntax angle. There we go. That's the team play and structure we were looking for, and Silent will put their first on the board.
Yeah, just absolutely unstructured there in the corner by Whiffmasters, and then unfortunately Fresh, with the mistake, tried to dodge into it. If he got that touch, it had been saved. It had been absolutely fine, but didn't connect with it, and Syntax perfectly placed the pick up on it, pick up the first goal for Silent Gaming, their first goal in this series so far, nonetheless. And we still got 2 minutes 50 remaining. Do not expect this one to be over anywhere, anytime soon.
Especially with the offensive pressure coming through from the Whiffmasters again, they will keep this ball inside that blue half off the backboard. No one's there to clear it. Mako's got a nice open net, except for Italy, who's still there. Syntax will try and challenge and keep the ball going on its path in the midfield, but Fresh will take that control away. Now Italy remains in the back lines to put the ball centered up for a shot. It's Wizzy that takes control. Alongside Fresh back up in the offensive line. Mako in the back lines will keep the ball going. Synox, an awkward touch. Syntax has got to get control of that one, and will to a certain extent. Follows up with a secondary redirect against Wizzy. Fresh will keep that one inside the blue half. Again, the pressure from Whiffmasters mounts. Sidon will be able to break it. Italy trying to pass back. Leave it for Synox or Syntax to take control. Syntax a second too late to the mark. So the ball once again returned over towards that blue half where Whiffmasters are so good at taking control, passing back in. Fresh chips it up, tries to go for the dunk down. Synox just putting that out of play.
You can see Silent here are just lacking communication a little bit. You know, some double commits, some little extra jumps. Rotations just a little bit off. The rotations being off is more down to the side of Whiffmasters stealing the wave boost. They're trying to take as much as they can, limit Silent Gaming as much as possible. And so Silent Gaming working with less are pre-jumping a lot more, trying to get into place because they don't have the boost to react quick enough to it. It's an interesting game, this one, as both teams don't necessarily have complete dominance of the game, complete control, but they've got little aspects going for them.
Yeah, very small aspects, and one of those is the accuracy from Whiffmasters, which finally finds the back of the net after so many good defensive plays from the Silent side. They're going to equalise this one at 1-1. The lead that Silent had, the most advantage they've ever had in this series, has all of a sudden disappeared. Yeah,
and that goal, unfortunate there. Great pickup from Whiffmasters, from Wizzy. Italy in net, you might think, oh, how didn't he save that? All he had to do was double jump. No, he was going for the far side, thinking that he was going to be all the way across net, and I do not blame him. Oh, Mako.
Nice play with the setup from Fresh. Not going the way they would have wanted it to, but another crucial miss from the defender now puts Whiffmasters back in the lead. For Silent, it's just got a whole lot more difficult. 59 seconds on the clock. They have to find a single one to keep us in at overtime. The ball out here onto the target off the crossbar. Fresh will redirect it, but Italy rotating in time, allowing control to sit to the favour of Silent. Now Synox sets him up to go for a shot that will go a little bit too high, and Fresh knows how to deal with that. He's done it so many times before. Followed up by Mako's clear into the blue corner. Synox takes it to the midfield. Italy try and challenge for some sort of control into that corner. It will be Synox that puts it there. 30 seconds remain, but Mako instantly taking it over to the other side. Syntax trying to keep it on target. Ball missed by the first, not by the second though. Wizzy takes it away. Italy challenging for that control, going for a secondary shot, but Mako returns it already. Syntax just about going to put that one off target for 15 seconds. Silent need to turn this defense into an offense, and they need to do it right now as the ball goes back off their backboard. Redirect from Fresh, just saved by Syntax, but 6 seconds left towards the corner. They're running out of boost here. Wizzy going to take it away. Synox trying to maintain control. Italy challenge. The ball will go high. Someone's got to keep it alive. For Syntax, it's going to be a difficult challenge, and it looks like he may have just lost it. Not quite. Ball being kept alive by Izzy and Synox. Can they set this up? Can we see another This Is Rocket League? No, Izzy wants to try and take it away, put it towards the midfield, back over to Mako. And finally, Whiffmasters will take match point.
Yeah, really close there. And actually, one major strength from Whiffmasters that we're seeing them pick up this week is their clearances. Jay, you picked up on it earlier as well, just that sheer power they can put on, not only just hitting it directly at their opponent's net to be threatening, but also the passing out from their own net, from their goal, to take that sort of save, put it over to the walls, to which a second player will clear it downfield. It has been so clinical for them. They've really picked up their game in the build-up department. Normally, they would take it downfield pretty straightforward, straight through the center, actually. Moving out to the sides, they're being a lot less predictable and a lot more threatening. Whiffmasters this week have not turned up to play, they have turned up to win.
What a crucial win it would be for Silent. They are on a serious back foot here. Fresh off the backboard, trying to go in for a secondary touch on towards that corner. It's Mako alongside Wizzy. Oh, a beautiful chip that almost went in. Italy again rotating in time. A major advantage for Whiffmasters in the early 15 seconds as they continue to try and keep this pressure going. Italy will get it to Synox. Syntax trying to challenge for control. We'll get it off the wall, but 12 points of boost. The best he can do is pass it back down to someone in the midfield, and Fresh, instantly expecting it, knows exactly what to do. Challenges for control, taking it into the corner. Mako and Wizzy will have to rotate back. Challenging, Italy may find another angle. Synox coming through with the follow-up. Fresh just gets there in time. A decent defensive being put up by Whiffmasters is just enough to maintain that first goal from being scored. The passing play returns and almost puts it in. Fresh to follow through. Synox defends it. Wizzy keeps it going as Whiffmasters do not let up. They want to make this 3-0 entirely a reality.
Yeah, great attacks there from Whiffmasters. Oh no! Mako hitting it back into his own corner. That is unfortunate, and that really cost them. Well done from Mako to save it. But it is all coming down to Sun on their back line, on that goal line. They have really picked up their defense. They've got to hold the midfield a little bit stronger though. They need to assert that dominance because they cannot allow Whiffmasters to move upfield into their opponent's back quarter, because that is where they are strongest.
Look at Fresh, he's got an open net. He's going to go ahead and take that shot. Draw first blood for game 3. Whiffmasters immediately in the lead.
We don't even get to see how he got that open net. That's just disastrous. There was a bump coming out from Wizzy, I do believe, in the midfield, where he knocked out a silent player, meaning no one could rotate back in net, and that was just so free.
Oh boy, this is starting to get a little bit ugly for Silent. I can only imagine what the mental game is like again, having just completely slowed down from those opening few minutes of the series. And now they're struggling to break out of their own half. Again, Mako's going to put a nice ball close to the target, not on target. Fresh following through with a shot, and Synox going to try and see if he can take control on the defensive. Syntax back to Italy. Italy's got to follow it all the way around, going off the backboard, disrupted immediately by Mako, just not allowing any room for Silent Gaming to breathe with. Even the bump plays coming through, which is something I've not seen a lot from that Silent side. They have had some great opportunities, but if they took out the backline defense, then they would be able to open something up. They've relied a lot on the passing plays and the solo players, which have just not worked out the best for them. In case in point right there as Italy gets a pass shot inside, Wizzy defends it and keeps that Whiffmasters lead intact.
Yeah, the problem there, you did pick up, oh, so close by the sign-off. Those demos have to come through at the start. They have to initiate an attack. You cannot play it out in the middle of it all, because they will only actually restock the defense, because they'll respawn with 32 boosts instead of having to go out and grab those little pads or go grab a full 100 canister. Getting those demos in the middle do not help you. They merely just delay the defense. It's the smallest opening, but most of the time you just better conserving that boost and making sure to just keep this passing going, keep banging it off that backboard, and hope that there's a gap.
Fresh trying to take the ball straight up towards the net with a shot. Wizzy keeping it going, actually gets an official shot on target. Italy can they defend it alongside Synox. They're actually going to get a shot in, and there we go. This time the over-rotation of Whiffmasters is punished. Silent Gaming back in the series.
1 minute 44 remaining, Jay. I don't know. I'm still a bit scared by Silent. They've still got flaws in their defense, and their attack is getting a lot better. But Whiffmasters can turn it back up that extra notch like they did last time. A second goal from Silent needs to come out in the next 30 seconds.
We've got a minute and 30 seconds still left. Oh no! Oh, saved by the post. A fantastic shot, just a little bit inaccurate. A rare moment of inaccuracy from the Whiffmaster side. Now, Syntax are going to try and turn it around. Synox and Italy are going to have to rotate back, unfortunately. But Synox carries it, going for a shot, dunks it down. Not going to happen. Mako still there on the line itself. Going to deny that that lead goal away from Silent Gaming. Still got a minute to go. They've passed that 30-second grace period that you were talking about. They've still got time to work with. Still a chance, a shot coming in from Mako. Italy defends it, gets it to Syntax, passes back into the center. Italy follows up. No, Wizzy takes it away.
And Synox, the third man, a little bit too far forward. That's why I had to go back into retreat. I've noticed this from Silent. They're getting too far upfield. Their third man needs to be on that midfield line, not the third quarter line. I don't know what you want to really call it, but they're going a little bit too far forward. They're wanting this second goal too much. They've got to still stay calm because 30 seconds, so much still left to play.
Synox, Italy, trying to see if they can challenge for contention. Syntax once again gets out of the box, gets it over to Synox, who has a loader boost. He's got to carry it all the way through, set up his teammates, challenging Wizzy. Both players miss it. Syntax comes through with a follow through. Italy double commits towards it. That could have been the position he played to try and get this one together. Backboard touch, 5 seconds remaining. They're going to have to rotate. Syntax is here on the defensive line. Follows through with a second touch. It's actually Fresh that keeps it alive. Italy challenging towards the mid position inside the box. They're going to touch it in. Oh, it touches the floor. Tragedy for Silent Gaming. Within inches of taking the lead, within inches of ending it. But no, we're in overtime.
Yeah, I'm not going to start singing tragedy to that as a reference. But let's get on into this overtime. Do or die now for Silent. They seem fired up.
Oh, no!
That post. Cruel. Too cruel.
Thank you, Crossbar. Whiffmasters players and fans will be saying right now.
I want to clap, but no.
Don't clap, it destroys the microphones. Mako in with a shot. It's off the post of its own accord. So a gift and a curse for the Whiffmasters side, as they are also falling victim to a slight amount of accuracy. The cracks are starting to form. Can Silent Gaming punch them into holes and finally punch some balls in the back of that net? That is the real question at the moment. They need to stay alive in this series. A minute to go on the clock. The Syntax taking it into the mid-center off the backboard. Second touch will go in, and there we go. Silent Gaming needed that goal, and they remain alive.
And what a goal it was. Syntax, take a bow on that one, because when you needed to clutch it out most, he did it. Well done by Syntax to be able to pull this back. But Jay, 2 games still needed from Silent Gaming. It's a long road. They've started the walk, but they're going to get home.
That is the question, really. And that's always where that comeback story ends. It's like, do they get home? Do they actually make it happen? Do they turn things back to their favor? Are they able to try and get this full reverse sweep together? Because this one game of 3 they now need to win back to back. Whiffmasters take 1 game. It's all over for Silent Gaming. So game 4 will be a crucial one. They need a solid start here. Silent Gaming, if they can replicate that sort of offensive style, then maybe this might end up going well for them. As it stands, it's kickoff advantage to Whiffmasters as Mako puts it into the mid-center inside that box. Couldn't quite set up Fresh for the shot. Wizzy will still be able to take control. Italy, ooh, crucial miss, but doesn't matter too much. They can't quite get the shot in of their own accord for the Whiffmasters side. That backboard's going to be dangerous though, and Fresh will take the shot, just defended by Synox in the back lines. Wizzy will keep the dunk shot on target. No, Synox will maintain that pressure away from the net, but Whiffmasters have all the offensive pressure of their own. Mako even going to go off the crossbar once again, in for Fresh's shot. Not going to happen. Silent Gaming maintain their line in the back line. Tries to take us up an offensive play for Synox. This is great. For Italy, it's even better. Tries to outfake it, but Mako is set up to defend.
Yeah, you cannot fake the Whiffmasters with that. They're going to make sure that they cover everything. Oh, Synox just going off to the side. The lads have really been stepping up Whiffmasters. Silent stepped it up in the last game, but both adjusting to each other. You can see that Silent Gaming do technically have that sort of momentum coming in from the last game, especially now. But the first opening was all about Whiffmasters. Silent Gaming are keeping up this attack because they do not want to have to defend against them.
Silent Gaming is such a frustrating team to watch, just because of how close they're able to get towards that line. Just 2 very good shots that were just defended by the Whiffmasters players. Will now go back into defensive play of their own as Wizzy gets it off the backboard, tries to set up Fresh. Silence actually get it past Fresh. Has to go pick up some boost, but the ball's back inside that corner and Fresh can't take control. Instead, it's Synox into the center, inside the box where Syntax tries to take a shot. Not going to happen. Mako gets it back over to Fresh with a passing play. 1-2-1 denied by Syntax as he wraps back around and maintains control inside that blue half. Wizzy again with a nice pinch and actually gets a good shot on target. Denied by Synox. Now Mako in with his chance. Passes over to Fresh. Italy intercepts. Takes it over to the corner now. It's Wizzy. Challenged once again into the center when no one is waiting from the Silent side. If someone was in that mid-center able to take that shot, that would have been a first goal on the board for the blue half of the pitch. But as it stands, we're approaching half-time, and neither of these teams are able to score it.
No, but you can definitely see that Whiffmasters is trying to bring out the mind games. They're going for fakes and then allowing a second player to follow through with the hit while sending players downfield. They're trying to come up with this new strategy. You can see they're talking to each other. SILENTGAMING are waiting to react. They're waiting for an opening. They're waiting for a mistake. Which is going to come first? A clever play? Or
there we
a
go.
massive mistake? Oh, there you have it.
One double commit, that's all they needed. Fresh
Not
and
clever.
Wizzy. Very not clever indeed. And you know, we were talking about it, the crack starting to show for the Whiffmasters side. And finally, Silent are going to be able to punish. First goal on the board in this game goes to their favor. Still 2 minutes to try and hold out on that lead. We've known how complacent that the Silent side can get, so will they be able to keep their line? 2 minutes to go again, only a goal lead, maybe a second follow-up, not quite from Silent. Snipe shot's going to be denied by Wizzy, but Fresh is going to get demoed out of the corner, so they're allowed to maintain some sort of offensive pressure. Not for long, though. Mako does get it out on zero boost, actually. I thought they were trying to outfake them, but not to happen. Italy challenging the ball, goes into the box. Syntax misses, Synox comes in just to recover, and Mako will still put it on target. Major defensive mistakes from Silent, and it's going to cost them.
Mako today has been like the no boost warrior. There he had roughly about 20 in the tank to be able to pull that off, and he just makes it work. Earlier on, like you said, making the pass, getting it into the corner with zero boost, it shows as long as your mechanics are solid, as long as you're thinking about where to put that ball, you don't even need boost in Rocket League sometimes. I thought that was going to connect.
See, this is what I'm talking about. It's so close from Silent, but they just can't seem to get the accuracy together. They can't seem to break the defensive line. Finally, this could be the chance, and again, Syntax just not placed perfectly, just not placed properly to keep that ball going in to the back of the orange net. 60 seconds remain. And the Whiffmasters have equalized. Now they're going to be on the offensive play. Mako into the corner. It's going to be without boost, but that's not troubled him in the pass. We'll still allow Wizzy to take control as he bounces it off the wall. Gets it past one, not past two, though. Syntax setting up Synox to try and get the clear back towards that midfield. Mako will take it away. Demo in. This could be the chance of the backboard. Synox to come through with a read rate. He misses again. The chances are there for Silent. They just can't seem to put it in the back. And now the final 30-second countdown to overtime remains. SILENTGAMING, chance now. Italy into Synox, redirects it, and there we go. Time after time of frustration, but Silent reclaim their lead.
Yeah, loads of mistakes there. You can't really nail it down to one defender because they were the three musketeers there. One mistake for all, and all with one mistake. They've got to pick it up now, Whiffmasters, because they do not want to be going into Game 5 with all momentum in Silent's favor, as they have been showing mistakes of their own, you know, a lot of double commits in their attack, a lot of little mishits, like you're saying, but their overall aggression, their rotations have been a lot more solid now. They have been the better team in the last two games, and that's the nail in the coffin.
And now the cracks are really starting to show for the Whiffmasters. There's been mistakes central from Silent, but this last game, vice versa for Whiffmasters. And as you say, they have been proving to be a very much better team than their opponents. We're going to Game 5, Bacon. That much is pretty much a certainty at this point. Oh, man.
At the start, I was worried there is going to be a sweep. It could still technically be a sweep, which is all right.
Reverse sweeps aren't sweeps, Bacon. They're like the deformed child of a sweep.
They're the underdog story of sweeps, okay? Like,
I'm not gonna lie.
They've got sweep in the name. They've got sweep in the name. How are they not a sweep? It's just a different kind of. It's an abstract sweep. There you go, Jay. That's what it is. Suck it.
Well, the question is, can Silent turn that sweep to their favor? One more game to go for the boys in blue. one last chance to maintain control of their standing in the league. Syntax with a great opportunity. Mako's got to get back and just put it off target. A nice kickoff from the Silence side, but couldn't quite turn it into a goal. Synox and Italy back into that midfield. Fresh trying to challenge. Synox passes back to Syntax. Actually gets it off the backboard. This could be dangerous, but Wizzy puts it off target, and Syntax is also out of boost of his own accord. So Silent once again back into Synox. His positioning has been pretty dire throughout the entire game, but this time he's on point to score the first.
Yeah, and this one, it was a standard defense there. You could see what Whiffmasters was doing, and 99 times out of 100, it wouldn't be a problem. But unfortunately, the predictions coming in from Silent Gaming, they could see what their opponent's doing and cutting it out with the interception. So gold from them. That defense maybe not, but Italy makes it work. And Syntax has to come in for a little bit of a rescue. But Silent are adapting to their opponents, and they're being weird in a lot of sense with these big jumps across and moving the ball about, and it is coming down to them moving the ball about, which is ruining everything Whiffmasters are doing, because they're wanting these solid predictions. They want their opponents to play a very standard game of Rocket League, where you know where your opponent's going to hit the ball. And generally, those games can be quite nice to see because they're high paced. But no, at the moment, Silent are just everywhere and anywhere.
That they seem to be, right back into the orange half of the court. Syntax, ooh, misses Italy, just adjusts in time. But still, that opens up the offensive play now from the Whiffmasters side. Wizzy in particular, putting the ball inside that box. Mako going for a shot off the backboard. Italy just chips it up and keeps it away from the net itself. Now Syntax back into the corner. Mako will be able to take control. Running out of boost, picks up the 100. Wizzy defends it once again. They're going to leave it for him. Try and take control. Intercepted by Syntax as the pass-through does not work out for the Whiffmasters side. Ball getting dangerously close towards that box. And Synox is going to put a shot on target. In fact, it's just defended by the players in that back line. Again, Whiffmasters trying to hold down the line, keep themselves away from losing this out. Syntax, another crucial miss. Synox, another good redirection, denied by Wizzy. Fresh trying to bump him out of the way. Italy can't get control towards that midfield. Wizzy will be allowed to put a shot a little bit higher at the target, but keep this pressure rolling for the Whiffmasters side. Silent, however, quickly able to adjust and redirect again. Synox misses another crucial touch. His teammates can't seem to recover from that.
No, that was planned. Syntax was jumping up. Synox was actually faking that out just to get downfield and take his opponent's boost. Like I said, this has been a really weird game. Earlier on, it was Whiffmasters that are trying these mind games, but now it's Silent, trying to make their opponents question when they're going to be hitting these shots on target and when they're going to be passing them back like that. Unfortunately, Silent just don't seem to have the accuracy today to pull it off.
Oh, I thought the double commit on the offensive may have just cost Silent right there, but it took a little bit too long for the Whiffmasters offensive to get set up. It seemed like it was a good shot against Syntax, but Synox getting back in time and saving it, and now they take the ball back to the midfield. Syntax with another miss. Italy there to back him up, however, keeps the ball rolling in towards that orange half. And Silent Gaming leading by only a single goal. This could turn around the drop of a hat, so do not count Whiffmasters out. In fact, a good shot going to get set up by Fresh as Wizzy. Most of the mid-center. Synox goes around for the 100 boost. Challenges first. Fresh puts it in contention. Passes back over to Mako, who's not in position this time. It's the Whiffmasters whose positional advantage has gone away. Italy over to Synox now off the backboard. Again, they take it to the midfield. Synox trying to find something here towards the backboard. Followed up Italy. Takes control of the ball. Synox in with a redirection touch. This could go in. It's going in. 2-0 now. Silent hold all the cards.
And that all started from the fake save from Italy. It looked like he was going to put it off to the side, but no, he allowed it for Synox to drop. That threw out one player, then they both had to scramble back into defense. Silent Gaming, this is, I would say, technically their best game of Rocket League I've seen so far, because it is so hard to play against this style where you just do not know what your opponent's going to do, whether they are going to make those fakes like that, or they're just going to go up for those stray attacks, and they've been putting a lot of shots on target, which is worrying. So it means that whenever there's a shot, there has to be two defenders lined up to make a save in case it goes, you know, one or two different directions. And that is so taxing, not only on boost, but on the mental game of Whiffmasters.
You can see what that mental game is doing. Loads and loads of misses and whiffs, for the lack of a better term, coming out from the Whiffmasters side. So They are not looking the same team as they were in games 1 and 2. And 30 seconds remain. They've got a final opportunity to try and turn this game on its head. They need 2 goals to find. As the 30-second warning sounds, Wizzy will try and control the ball inside the box. It will go in towards the corner. Synox takes it, passes inland. Fresh missing. Mako in with a shot off the backboard. Italy set that up, but Wizzy can't take control. Fresh once again off the corner. Mako in the midfield is going to have to rotate back to the defense. Gets it in contention. 10 seconds pass back inside. Wizzy the challenge, but Italy takes it away. And I think that might have just been enough for Silent to pull off the reverse sweep. One more goal, not going to happen, but it does not matter. 3 games in a row, Silent turn the result around, and they take the series at 3-2.
An abstract art from the Italian and crew. Silent Gaming are able to do what at the start we thought was unthinkable. Turning up to this game very disheveled, but somehow sorting themselves out. They iron their shirts and look pretty damn smart by the end of it. They make good of their chance and now move on to 5 wins in league play, which is pretty okay. Actually, sorry, it's on to 4 wins. That's Bacon being bad, of course.
I'm pretty sure that does not work. No, it's 3 wins. 4 wins.
What, this wasn't a double point game. It wasn't, I don't know, 11-week bonanza or something. Let's just sum up this game instead of being silly. But it was all about Silent, like I said earlier, playing the best they have ever played in those last 3 games. And it was just them confusing the heck out of their opponents just by playing that mind game. It's like they're puppeteers with little strings, near enough doing loads of silly little acrobatics, and you don't know where that hand is going to go.
Yeah, and then that was the key thing to turn it around, is that you do not know how they were going to play in those last few games, and that's what really got to the Whiffmasters, not just in terms of mechanics and plays, but also in terms of the mental game. You saw how many mistakes were coming out from them, but towards the end of it, it was just like, it was a situation that could not be recovered, and in the end, Silent turned that to their favor. They are able to take a second series away from the Whiffmasters side, and they also are able to keep themselves alive. For Whiffmasters, they might not be so lucky. We'll do the maths after the stream tonight, and we'll let you know exactly how that works up. But we still have some more matches to play in the interim. Arctic Gaming are taking on the Swiss Incredible Rebels in what should be a very fun matchup indeed. So join us after the break. We've got even more Rocket League action coming your way.